How's your morning? Female host, female artist, music all the time by women. And on these chairs, only female guests. Today, I'm joined by three incredible women. I am joined by Karen Bassier. I'm joined by Jane Wayaki. I am joined by Ciprosa Rabach. Ladies, please go ahead, introduce yourselves, introduce your organizations. Today, we're wholesome. Today, we're uplifting. The holiday season has begun. We are giving back. Let's go.
My name is Karen Bassier, and I head Sustainable Business and Social Impact, but here representing M-Pesa and Safaricom Foundation, and a mother of two lovely boys who are waiting for me to take them for swimming.
Sitoyo, have you heard? M-Pesa Foundation represented. All right, let's go.
Jane Wayaki, I head Sustainability and Citizenship at Absa Bank Kenya, mother of three, one lovely young man, and two beautiful twin girls.
I love it. I love it. Jeremy Awori, you better be streaming. I was told you're not around, but I'm hoping you are streaming because you're not going to want to miss this.
My name is Ciprosa Rabach. I head Safal Mrm Foundation, and I'm happy to be here.
You know, one of the very first shout-outs I gave to a man was to one Mr. Sarit Shah. One of my very, very first shout-outs. And I'm so happy to have you, all three of you here today. We want to talk about CSR, you know, the business of giving back. I want to understand what projects you're involved in and why those are so important to your respective organizations. Let's start with M-Pesa and Safaricom.
So at Safaricom, we have two foundations,
Yes.
M-Pesa Foundation and Safaricom Foundation.
Yes.
And I think Safaricom, from inception 20 years ago, we set up with the DNA of giving back to the community, of investing in our communities, because we strongly believe that as a business, we can only thrive where the society around us thrives. So we have various projects. If I just look at Safaricom Foundation,
Yes.
we work in three key areas,
Which
is economic empowerment, education, and health. And in economic empowerment, we've done projects from microloans in 13 counties.
Yes.
By the way, we've reached all the 47 counties as a foundation.
Really?
Yes, and Safaricom Foundation is 18 years old. So I guess some foundations are older, but we've had impact in all the 47 counties, 5 million lives touched and transformed.
Yes.
So we do economic empowerment, microloans, access to water.
How long have you been in this specific role?
2 years now. This is my second year in this role.
Wonderful. Jane, tell me about ABSA.
So at Absa Bank, we believe in being a force for good. How do we bring the communities along as we grow? Because it's not about always the company growing and making big profits, but does the community become a better place because you have been there, or are they indifferent? I know, because you have been there. So for us, we believe in being a force for good.
Yes.
And when we look at our citizenship, we call it citizenship, which is similar to CSR.
Yes.
We mainly drive it through 4 pillars. So there's the environmental pillar, and we'll talk about climate change, and it's very topical now.
Yes.
There's inclusive finance, because we are a financial institution.
True.
So how do we ensure we entrench finance to the lowest of the pyramids?
Yes.
And then there is just society, promoting a just society, because we believe in equality. And how do we drive that, whether through advocacy or whichever other way? And finally, the last pillar is on education and skills, and mainly looking at how do we prepare the young people for the world of work or for the world of entrepreneurship, because really that's where we're moving to. People don't always have to be employed. The young people have a lot of talent. How do we nurture that? How do we mentor and coach them through that?
And also digitization. You know, we're moving so fast in that direction. All right, Ciprosa, tell me about the Mrm Sapphire Foundation.
So Safal Mrm Foundation is the philanthropic enterprise of the Safal Group, and locally we are known as Mabati Rolling Mills. Mabati Rolling Mills has been giving back to the community for over 60 years. So giving back to the community is in our DNA.
Yes.
So in the last 20 years, Mabati Rolling Mills established a foundation, the Safal Mrm Foundation.
Yes.
And this foundation is the platform that allows us to, structure our community work. So if you look at the work we're doing, our core values of care for employees, care for the communities, care for the environment sits well with what we do at the foundation. The foundation focuses on 4 pillars: education, youth skills development, health, shelter, and environment. And because we are, Mabati Rolling Mills is a company that provides building solutions, we believe that everybody should have a place they call home.
You know, I asked all 3 of you to send me briefs of the work you do. I don't know if I'm just feeling emotional, but I had tears in my eyes. I really had tears in my eyes. And when you talked about, Siprosa, that every person should have shelter, I was in a cab on the bypass heading here, and I was thinking, Olivia, you're actually going to cry? Stop that, But behind the work that you do, can I find out a little bit about why you chose to go into these particular fields? Because when we're in high school, these are not career options that someone says, you could head a foundation and you could be in charge of their community or their citizenship or their CSR. It's not something that is instilled into us when we're studying. So I just want to find out a little bit about the journey that led you to these specific roles. I'll start with you, Karen.
Yeah, so my background is in environment science, and the reason why I studied environment was purely for future generations. And my purpose in life is to leave this place a better place than I found it. So in my career, I've been doing that. And at some point, purpose, passion, education, they all come together. And for me, that's what has happened in the last 2 years. So I have a passion for seeing better communities, better societies, and of course, transforming lives, which is the thread that runs across Safaricom. So from an early age, my father wanted me to take a BCom, economics, and I used to imagine death by Excel sheet. Looking at numbers
by Excel sheet to all the accountants, my mother included. We see you. All right.
Yeah. So I think life has a way of setting you when you align your thoughts where you want to be. So when I studied environment, it was sustainability. Then I got the opportunity to go to Europe, and now that's where I got to know sustainability, shared value. So for me, it's all about the impact of business. How do we, as people, when you go to work, what makes you passionate to be in this place?
True.
When you see that one woman you've transformed.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
The fistula.
Yes.
For me, now that these are women show, I can talk about fistula project.
Yes.
There are 3,000 women with fistula in Kenya. And I feel as a foundation, we can eradicate fistula.
You can.
M-Pesa Foundation, if we focus,
Yes.
we can eradicate fistula and ensure that no woman suffers the indignity. So for me, it's about the dignity now and then future generations. I hope they will look back and say, the people who were here before us left a fantastic footprint, and we want to leave for them the path. Then when I got children, it affirmed my vision.
Yes.
And everyone asks me, they asked me when we're out there,
Yes.
where do you see yourself after this? And they said World Bank, because they want to eradicate poverty. So it's always bigger than me. It's always bigger than all of us, the future.
Zahida Suleiman, she's the one who gave me your contact. She didn't even ask me questions. What do you want it? She just said, here, this is the person for you. Thank you, Zahida. Jane, up to you. Tell me about what led you to this specific role.
So Karen talked about death by Excel. That's me. My background is in accounting and finance, and I had been on that journey for quite a while. But it was actually not that bad. But through the bank, and there's a program they run called the Shilling for Shilling, and it encourages colleagues to just fulfill your purpose even as you do your day-to-day job. So raise money, find community problems that you want to solve, and they for every shilling you raise, the bank gives you another shilling. So through that, even as I was in my accounting role, I always used to find so much joy when I had to solve a problem in the community. And so that's how I ended up kind of stumbling into sustainability in the world of CSR. And about 2 years ago, that's when I changed my career actually and got on this path.
Wonderful.
But for me, it's a passion to see a dignified community. Every human being deserves dignity. And it doesn't matter from which perspective. And for me, that's what I live for and wake up every day to do. Waking up to make sure that everyone has a dignified life. And I'm so glad to work for an organization such as ABSA because they allow you to interact with the community, get to know what are the problems there. And looking at it also from a shared value perspective, because you must drive impact through what you do at the core of your organization.
5 years? In 5 years, where are you? I know it's always a tricky thing. You know, you're working for this organization. Should you mention you want to go somewhere else in 5 years? I know it's tricky, but let's just be honest. Come on. In 5 years.
Yeah, so a little bit the same, looking at partners such as IFC, because driving sustainable finance and being able to just relook at how business is looking at their agenda.
Yes.
And being able to drive that through finance, because to be honest,
if you can't finance it, it can't happen.
Money, if you can be able to channel money through the right way,
Yes.
whether you're talking about climate, whether you're talking about driving a just society, whether
Yes.
you're talking about inclusive finance, you will be able to do it. You just need to have the right strategies to be able to direct money to the correct places.
I love it. Jane Saprosa?
Olivia, I think my story is different. I think I got into this space because of my mother.
Okay.
I shout out to my mother. We call her Nyagi Chief. My mother
Yes.
gave birth to 10 children.
Oh, my goodness.
But she is
Wow.
a strong woman. In our house,
Yes.
there was always space for one more person.
Yes.
So I strongly feel that we can make a difference. So when I joined the development sector, it has always been my passion to make a difference in the lives of women and particularly youth, because we need to empower young people to find local solutions, because a number of youth are actually, not finding opportunities because of where they come from, some form of vulnerability, their
Yes.
backgrounds.
Yes.
But someone needs to work with them, to journey with them, and let them know that it is possible. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. What matters is you can actually, follow your dream. So at Sapphire Mrm Foundation, we run a program for youth skills development, and I'm very passionate about this because I see young people who, for some reasons, have dropped out of school and really think that there's nothing for me. But when they go through our Mabati Technical Training Institute, we equip them with skills, life skills, soft skills, and I see them succeed in life. So that is what really makes me really happy. Another thing is, in Kenya today, access to healthcare is very, very challenging. So how can we make a difference in the lives of communities, families who do not have access to quality healthcare? And at Sapphire Mrm Foundation, we have a clinic at the Mabati Medical Center. And this medical center provides opportunity for vulnerable groups to access quality healthcare, because we believe that a healthy community is a healthy community is a happy family and a productive community.
And that's in Mariakani.
Yes.
That is Saprosa Rabak, Mrm Sapphire Foundation, Jane Wayaki from ABSA, and we have Karen Bassier from Safaricom. More on CSR, the business of giving back. I'm Olivia Otieno. This is 00 Direct, female host, female artist, female guest. I'm dressed by a different woman in fashion every single week. Use SpiceFM KE to share the title of your favorite love songs by women. Mariah, Whitney, Tamia, because from 1 p.m. I play your favorite love songs by women. So get on to the social, SpiceFM KE, and let me know. Right now, though, Jane Wayaki, Saprosa Rabach, and Karen Bassier, we are talking about CSR, the business of giving back. Jane, tell me about ABSA Bank Kenya and this department, and exactly what projects and what impact those projects have had.
So I'll talk about two projects within the two pillars. So there's education and skills that I mentioned earlier. And we have one program, it's called the Ready to Work program, basically focusing on young people. We know over 50% of our population is youth, and we know the challenges of unemployment. And so the Ready to Work program really focuses on how do you help the young people to get work ready, but also to get entrepreneurship ready, because those are two spaces they can get into. Yes. So focusing on specifically 4 pillars on life skills, because it's important. I think within our education system, we really never got to get taught about life skills, but you realize they're one of the most important skills to thrive outside of education. So life skills being one of the pillars. Financial skills, money is important.
It is.
Once you get paid, once you start earning money from your business, how do you get that to the next level?
Yes.
Entrepreneurship skills, of course, it's not easy to start a business. So we give you a head start as a young person. Look, these are the things you need to look out for. This is how a business should be should be governed. This is how you should set up your business if you're looking at it for the long haul. And finally, on money skills as well.
Yes.
So I think for this Ready to Work program, why I think it's quite instrumental is because it touches on things which are not necessarily taught in class, but helps the young people to get positioned much better when they're getting into the world of work.
So a lot of young people, a lot of parents were thinking, I love it. I love every single thing that Jane is talking about. How do I get into this program?
It's actually an online program, completely free.
Yes.
You don't have to pay a dime.
Yes.
And we have programs running across different universities, different colleges, different TVETs, but it's online. Any young person can go www.readytowork and you will find it there, or go to the ABSA website, you will find it there. So far, we have reached about 200,000 young people and counting. Our target for the next 2-3 years is to reach 1 million young people.
Readytowork.com. Okay, www.readytowork.com. Get yourself some life skills. Saprosa, some of the projects Mrm Sapphire Foundation is involved in, and how can people access those services?
So Mrm Foundation runs 2 flagship projects in Mariakani. We have our health program, the Mabati Medical Center, which is located next to Mabati plant.
Yes.
So this medical facility was established to provide affordable quality healthcare to the communities around Mariakani. This facility is providing outpatient services, and any member of the community can walk into our facility and receive quality healthcare. So other than
is there a cost?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of sustainability and because the services that we are offering are highly subsidized, you can come in and pay $350. For $350, you will get a doctor's consultation, and also you will get medicine.
Okay.
So, but you'll get the best quality of healthcare. So, other than the medical care, we also have diagnostic services.
Yes.
We have a very, very well equipped diagnostic services, the radiology department and laboratory department, where you can get diagnosis. So most of the hospitals around Mariakani actually refer their patients to us. Every year we support or we provide services to about 35,000 patients.
Wow.
And other than that, we also
So Ndoto Zetu has broken all the bureaucracy and the tightness.
Yes.
So anybody can write to us.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Otieno. The hashtag is OO Direct. Female hosts, female artists, female guests every Saturday from 10 a.m. on SpiceFM. Send the title of your favorite love songs by women. Okay, it can be a duo or a group as well. You can throw some guys in there. It doesn't matter. From 1 p.m., I play your favorite love songs. Get onto social, SpiceFM KE. We are talking right now, though, about the business of giving back. It's called CSR. I'm joined by 3 amazing women from 3 amazing organizations. I have Jane Wayaki from Absa Bank Kenya, Siprosa Rabach from Mrm Sapphire Foundation, and Karen Bassier from Safaricom PLC. Karen, I'm so sorry I cut you off. Please continue. Tell me about the project.
Yeah, so then we have the M-Pesa Foundation Academy, still under education, where we have 761 students across 47 counties.
It's not far from here.
It's in Juja, somewhere around Juja.
Off Thika Road.
Off Thika Road.
All right, all right.
So the Academy is one of the flagship education projects under M-Pesa Foundation.
Yes.
Then we impacted Starehe Girls. When Starehe Girls was coming up,
Yes.
600 students did benefit from infrastructure development across the school.
Yes.
Then if you remember, there's a time we did Keeping Our Girls in School project.
Yes, of course.
Where 1,060,000 girls
Yes.
were given a sanitary towel. So the project has evolved into a menstrual hygiene,
Yes.
mentorship
Yes.
kind of project.
Yes.
But also we do work in health.
Okay.
And in health, we focused on maternal and child health, where we have over 250 people, women, mothers benefiting from this program, fistula surgeries, medical camps, dialysis,
Yes.
and non-communicable diseases.
Yes.
So our health pillar is very, very big.
And is this across the board? This is across Kenya, or are these only in specific foundations? I've been to the academy. It is amazing. I wanted to go back to school just so I could go to that academy. So I want to find out exactly with regards to locales, where are these projects taking place? And if you're not physically resident there, can you apply from wherever else you are to go?
Yes. So if, for instance, the academy, we
Yes.
take 2 children from each county.
Oh, that's how it works.
Yes. So we get a boy and a girl from the county.
Yes.
And then we take children with disabilities again across the counties.
Okay,
So
okay.
we have factored in that. So it's very well gender balanced
Yes.
school. And then all our projects work in all the counties. We work in all the 47 counties.
All
So
right.
what we do, for instance, in health, we look at the country statistics.
Yes.
Then we see where maternal child is struggling.
Yes.
So for instance, if I look at Lamu,
Yes.
we have moved skilled deliveries from 57 to 92% in 2 years' time.
What does that mean exactly, skilled deliveries?
So now mothers go into hospitals.
Okay,
So I
okay.
think we were on a radio station. I just can't remember which one.
Of course, you cannot remember. It is not SpiceFM. How are you going to remember it?
Sure, it was a local one. And
Yeah.
every Monday,
Yeah.
we were talking to mothers, advising them to come, don't wait, come for antenatal. Then because of our network,
Yes.
the power of technology,
Yes.
we can send messages to a zoned area.
Wonderful.
So we can send messages to these mothers. Geotargeting,
Yes.
enroll them into an antenatal project.
yes.
Then you come, when
Yes.
you deliver, we give you a mama pack.
Oh.
So you go back feeling so cushy and nice
It's
because it has
nice.
diapers, pads.
Someone caring for you during pregnancy or just after childbirth is one of the most incredible feelings. I'm going to pause you right there because I want to go back to Jane, who gave me the wrong website, the absolutely wrong website, but it's okay. You're forgiven. Give me the right one now, Jane.
www.readytowork.absa.africa.
www.readytowork.absa.africa. And that will enable them to do what?
That will enable them get access to the Ready to Work training, which focuses on many pillars, 4 pillars, and it's absolutely free.
Absolutely free. Do you hear that? Absolutely.
Absolutely
That
free.
needs to be a marketing campaign. Are you marketing guys listening? You are Absa marketing. Absolutely. I'm loving it. Okay. So tell me about some of the projects and give me some key statistics.
So now we can move to environmental sustainability. And
Yes.
this is very topical to what we are talking about now with climate change and what do we need to change as businesses, as people. And the project has been focusing on the circular economy. And this is recycling waste.
And upcycling.
And upcycling,
Yeah.
repurposing, reusing, all the re's.
Yes.
And we focused on e-waste.
Okay.
As we transitioned our brand, we transitioned to ABSA.
Yes.
And I love this beautiful brand we are on now. And we realized that we had quite a lot of waste generated. It was plastic waste, it was electronic waste,
Yes.
it was steel waste. So I'll talk about the 3. Plastic waste. So we partnered with a local SME and they were able to recycle that up and we made plastic walkboards. So let me tell you what walkboards are. When you go to Mombasa and there is a mangrove, because that's used as an ecotourism
Yes.
space.
Yes.
They use wood a lot, but because of the salty water, it keeps rotting.
Yes. Yes.
So we went to Kwale County, an amazing group of women
Yes.
who have been using the mangrove walkboard as a source of livelihood. But because it had really been eaten up by the salty water, so they didn't have any more business. So
Yes.
they had been closed for a while.
So the walkboards were to, walk with tourists and show them the mangroves and all of
Yes,
that. Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
Yes. And so we were able to refurbish that
Yes.
with partners, of course.
Yes.
And that opened up the business
Yes.
for the women.
Excellent.
And so the women in Kwale County now have a source of income from tourism and they can be able to support their families.
Excellent.
Still waste. Still waste. So in the film industry, these large cameras which kind of go above your head,
Yes,
they're
yes.
quite expensive.
Yeah.
And a lot of local artists can't be able to purchase them.
Yes.
So what we did again, partnered with a local SME and they made a lot of film equipment,
Yes.
which they were able to sell at an affordable rate
Yes.
to all the artists in the industry, those who
Wow.
need the equipment, because
Yes.
it's quite expensive.
Yes.
You either have to import it, or even if you're not importing it, buying it locally.
So these are the
new.
accessories to allow you to pan, to
Yes.
shift up and down, the tracks that they make. Okay,
Yes,
all right.
exactly. And the last one, which probably I'll go into now more details, is the e-waste. So we generated a lot of electronic waste, and that's mainly computers, the CPUs, the laptops, and
Yes,
all that.
yes.
And And most organizations or most corporates would ensure that the waste is disposed of well, crush it just because of data privacy, and dispose it well.
Yes.
But we asked ourselves, these computers have barely been used, so what can we do with them? So we are recycling and upcycling all the e-waste.
How do I ensure, because I bank with ABSA, how do I, with all my 4 shillings, how do I ensure that someone doesn't have access to my account details, ili computer likuwa, you know, that Lavington branch?
Yes.
Fantastic people at the Lavington branch, by the way. I shout out to all of you, man, and they sort all the time. But seriously, how do I make sure somebody's not there opening a computer wanting to maybe go on Word and then they find 00's bank details?
So no data, absolutely no data. Is remaining within the e-waste that is generated. We clean it out. There are ways to clean it out. And by the time we're recycling this, there's no bank data in that computer. So setting up 66 computer labs across the country. And what we've been doing is to work with the footprint of our branch, because we need a relationship at home. So we don't want Kisumu branch not knowing what is happening within their community. They are there. They know the community. They know where there is need. So they will identify an institution and say, this is an institution which needs this.
Wow.
So we go in, set up a computer lab with the computers, network it, put in furniture, and hand it over to the schools. So what does this do? Digital literacy. You know, we're in a global economy now, and our children are competing against a global world. So if we don't expose them, then they're not at the same level. Secondly, teaching people about circular economy. Waste is actually a resource. And young people who are coming up as entrepreneurs can be able to tap into different kinds of waste which are generated and turn that into a business. So teaching that there's actually an opportunity there. And one of the things we're doing as we set up the computer labs across the schools is plant trees, and mainly fruit trees, because we're focusing on schools because of the nutritional aspects of the fruits, and teaching the children about environmental conservation, because we are doing it now for the future. But if we don't teach our children now why it's important to conserve the environment, then it doesn't become something continuous.
I completely 100% agree with you, Jane. Mumbai, wasn't our CEO planting fruit trees recently? We're also really big into planting fruit trees, you know, and going into schools and doing that because of nutritional value and the environment and sustainability. Excellent. Now to Mrm Sapphire. Siprosa, talk to me.
At MRM, we believe that when you educate young people, you're powering the hope and dreams of future generation. That is why we invest in youth training and development. So every year, Sapphire Mrm Foundation at the Mabatim Technical Training Institute, we support over 1,000 youth, providing them with skills, technical vocational skills, and life skills to enable them acquire skills that would enable them to access employment opportunities. And we don't only stop at training. What we do is, because this the youth that are enrolled at our Technical Training Institute are coming from vulnerable backgrounds. We support them and link them up with job opportunities. So after they've graduated from our training institute, we have made contacts with a number of employers around Mariakani as far as Nairobi, and we always mediate and ask these employers to take in some of our graduates. So I'm very happy to say that most of the youth who have graduated from our training institute do not tarmac. We did an impact assessment 2 years ago.
I love how you say they do not tarmac. And everyone knows what that means. Everyone knows what that means. Yes, continue, Siprosa.
And we were surprised to learn that the youth who graduate from our training institute get jobs 3 months after training. And the income of these young people increased by more than 160%.
That's
and
incredible.
These youth are able to provide for their families. They're able to invest these monies, because we believe that your business can only thrive if the community is stable, if the community is thriving. So we are very passionate about this, and we draw our inspiration from our founders. I can't tell you enough about
Yes.
this.
Yes.
The Chandaria and the Shah family,
Yes.
they planted the seed. These old men planted the seed.
These old men. Okay, but I'll be honest with you. Siprosa. One of my most fulfilling interviews was interviewing Dr. Manu Chandaria. I'll pause it there. I want you to just think about your parting words. We'll come back to it. And what in your mind equals success come 2022 with regards to your respective foundations? Olivia Otina, this is Double O Direct every Saturday from 10 a.m. Music by women, guests. I'm dressed by a different woman in fashion each week. And thank you, Milka, Daniel, Ben, Alex, and everyone who's been sending in their favorite love songs. SpiceFM KE, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SpiceFM KE, because from 1 p.m., it's all love songs. Right now, though, the topic is CSR, the business of giving back. I'm wrapping it up with Siprosa, Karen, and Jane. Mrm Sapphire Foundation, Safaricom PLC, Absa Bank Kenya. I want to find out, Siprosa, what are some of the challenges you face in your current role?
As a corporate foundation, I think one of the biggest challenges that we face is people believe that our taps cannot run dry.
Okay.
So, in as much as would expect community members or other partners to come and join hands with us to give back to the communities, they believe that we can solve all the problems because we are a business. Mm-hmm. However, we believe that giving back is something that should bring together, people from different, sectors.
Yes.
It's not about those who are running philanthropic enterprises like MRM, but, everyone who believes in your cause. So I want to encourage everyone out there who really wants to see the community transforming, the community being empowered, to join hands with foundations like ours to make a difference in the lives of our people, particularly when it comes to provision of basic needs, health, education, and all the challenges that our communities face today. We cannot do it alone.
I appreciate that, Siprosa. Karen?
I think for me, from where I sit, is there's so much to be done. And
Yes.
then the available funding can't meet. So the number of projects, the number of requests we get, we can't meet this challenge.
Yes.
So when I look at it from the other side, again, it's a matter of partnerships.
Yes.
Yeah. So partnerships is another challenge. Mm-hmm. We are the largest corporate foundation. So I would think by now, being 18
Safaricom
years...
PLC is the largest corporate foundation
yes.
in Kenya.
Yes, in Kenya.
Wow, okay.
And being 18 years as Safaricom Foundation,
Yes.
10 years as M-Pesa Foundation, I think by now we should be able to attract like-minded partners.
Yes.
So that we can come together, scale, impact, accelerate,
Yes.
and just bring dignity to our communities.
Agreed.
So for me, it's about partnerships, the right partnerships, and also just being able to meet the challenges of the communities. These are my two biggest challenges.
Love it, love it. Jane?
So for me, I'd say it's about transforming CSR, because we've always had philanthropy, which is fantastic.
Yes.
But because, as Karen said, there's lots of things to be done. There's
Yes.
lots of societal challenges. So how do you then also transform the way people think about giving back to the community? Mm-hmm. So there's the transition from philanthropy to CSR and to shared value.
Yes.
And you need people to start leaning more towards shared value, because then it's at the core of what you do as an organization. So you don't give when you have extra money, but you do it from the core of what you do every day.
Yes.
And therefore also just having colleagues within the organization think about it that way, having your partners, because you have to work with partners.
Yes.
They also have to think that way, because then that's more sustainable, that's more impactful, and that deals with the societal challenge once and for all.
Yes.
So that you don't have to keep back going there, but then you can be able to take the next challenge and the next challenge and the next challenge.
Have you ever felt that like there's certain people or places you've been to where there's been a sense of entitlement? Just keep giving. Just keep giving. I mean, I don't want you to name people or places, but can you maybe share an experience where you thought, no, we're supposed to be building something that's sustainable for you then to take over and run? we're not a bottomless pit of money. And I see all you ladies shaking your heads. So I'll start again with you, Jane. Yeah.
Definitely. And to be honest, Olivia, I don't blame them, because that's what it has been positioned for so many years.
Yes.
For the last, 80 years, 100 years.
Yes.
It has been the business of philanthropy.
Yes.
And so we come, give you, we go away, then the need is still there. We
Yes.
come again, next year we give you,
Yes.
but we don't equip the people or the communities for
Yes.
them to be able to fend for themselves.
Agreed.
So when I come and you have a challenge with, for example, water,
Yes.
and I get one of the community people to provide you with water.
Yes.
How long will that water last you? Not too long.
Exactly.
But what about if we work together with the community, whether it's to dig a borehole, so
Yes.
that this water challenge
Yes.
is dealt with once and for all,
Exactly.
ensure everyone within the community gets the water.
Exactly.
It's equitable, it's for everyone, and therefore next year we come back to you, we are solving something different. So it's been there.
I agree. Tell me about your experience, Karen.
I think for us 5 years ago, we realized that we needed to shift from CSR. So we do impactful community investment.
Yes.
So what we do is, when you do CSR,
Yes.
people will expect you back year on year.
Yes.
So if you remember, there used to be drought in a certain part. Let me look at the M-Pesa Foundation Nyalani Dam.
Yes.
Where we rehabilitated the dam.
Okay,
But it was all about agriculture, livelihoods, sustainability.
Yes.
And we handed the project to the county.
Yes,
So
yes.
we institutionalized the project.
Okay.
So when we are looking at our investment projects,
Yes.
we see what is the sustainability
Yes.
from the beginning.
Yes.
How are we exiting?
Okay.
So from the time we start, we
Unlike
have
the American
exit.
government, you have an exit plan.
We have an
Sorry,
exit
I had to
plan.
say it. Had to say it. All right, I love that, Karen. So parting shots, parting words, Siprosa.
For me, I think CSR should move to corporate social investment and in a sustainable manner. And as Mrm Foundation, we believe that you cannot do it alone. And that's why I'm very proud that even today, we are already working with Safaricom Foundation. Let us join hands together. We are not in competition. There are people who are bringing in relevant expertise. So if we come together, partnering with the government, partnering with other corporates, partnering with communities, partnering with friends from within and from without to make a difference. So if we want to ensure that our communities thrive, then we really have to build their resilience. We have to promote solutions that are led by the communities, but they have to be managed and run in a more sustainable manner. And above all, we really need to rethink the way we use our resources.
Agreed.
Environmental conservation, safeguarding is very, very important. Look at what is happening in the world today. If we don't protect our environment, we will not have a future for our children.
I agree, Siprosa. All right, tell me, Jane, parting shots?
For me, I started from home. Every single person has a role to play to create a just society,
Yes.
to improve people's lives, to create a positive impact.
Yes.
They say if you want to change the world, go home and make your bed. It starts from you.
Yes.
And every individual needs to play their part first. Secondly, as we go into the organization, I think partnership and collaboration. We need to scale up. The challenges are immense. There are many. What can we do together, even when you look at it as business, corporates? What can we do coming together to solve for one social challenge and ensure that we do it to the end? So I think the spirit of collaboration and partnership
Yes.
really has a big role to play.
Yes.
And as Siprosa said, we are not in competition.
Yes.
We are solving the world's most pressing challenges. And the only way that can be done is if we come together, keep aside all our egos and our brands,
Yes.
and let's get the work done.
Agreed. Jane, parting words?
Karen.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah.
Parting words.
So for me, I think it's we should look and focus beyond one-time donations.
Okay.
So communities and in social investment should be used by a brand to show that we really, really care and we are willing to go the extra mile. And this means understanding exactly what the community needs.
Yes.
Then we sit together, we co-create a solution for them with our partners. So there's this African saying I like saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. So this is my rallying call to other foundations.
Yes.
As Jen has said, drop the egos, drop the logos, let us partner, let us work together. And even for the community, we have Usamaria.
Yes.
Many people don't know about this product.
Yes.
So if you have somebody sick in a public hospital,
Yes.
we can fund up to 150,000 just to help you clear your medical bill. So Samaria is one of those that we looked and said, communities are struggling with health.
Yes.
So let's go together, let's go far, let's not go fast.
I need ways of how these organizations or these foundations can be contacted with regards to these projects that you have. Because everyone's like, I love that, I need that, I want that. How can people get in touch? I need those digital footprints. I'm going to start with you, Saprosa. Safal Mrm Foundation, how can people contact the foundation?
You can reach us through our website, www.safalmrmfoundation.org. Also on our Facebook page, Safal Mrm Foundation, on Twitter, Instagram. We will, if you hit us, we will get back to you. Or you can actually, walk into one of our Mabati Rolling Mills offices and ask about Safal Mrm Foundation. You'll be able to get information on how to reach us.
There will be throngs of people doing that. All right. Karen, how can people get in touch with both the Safaricom Foundation and the M-Pesa Foundation?
So if you go to the Safaricom webpage, you'll find us. We have our own M-Pesa and Safaricom Foundation websites. You can still find us there. Mm-hmm. If you walk to any retail shop, express interest, you will find us in our retail shops, on social media, on LinkedIn. So we are everywhere.
Yes.
At worst, call line 100 or line 200.
Yes.
You will still find Safaricom Foundation. So we've made ourselves accessible through all available channels from Safaricom.
I love it, Karen. Jane?
We are on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter.
Yes.
And you can also come onto the website.
Yes.
And our branch footprint. You can walk into any branch.
If I go into my Lavington branch, kujua?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Absolutely. I love that. Absolutely. No. That is my word of the day. Absolutely. Ladies, Saprosa, Karen, Jane, thank you so much for spending your Saturday morning with me and part of your afternoon. And I wish you a most glorious, absolutely glorious weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.